You start.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Sean.
I'm Jill.
And last year we were able to go to SEMA. So if you guys don't know, we went to SEMA 2023 and we actually met a lot of companies there. One of which stood out amongst the crowd, especially when it came to off-road lights. Now, everybody's looking for the new halo lights for their, whether it be Bronco or Jeep or whatever. Any car company out there or any car manufacturer out there has halo lights on their cars. This company, however, stood out amongst the rest because they actually have halo lights on their off-road lights. Now, what this company is NovSight. Now, they actually have a set, actually there's 3 different types of halo lights that are off-road lights. They have the 6-inch light that's here, they have one that's in a triangle pattern, and they have one that's 2 lights together. Now, we chose these for our ditch lights. Now, these lights right here do light up around the outer edge in amber and white. We'll open this up, show you the packaging, and then we'll lay out everything so you see what this kit actually comes with. Be right back.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up this box. So on the flap of the box, you're gonna have a whole bunch of illustrations to show you what's in it. So I'm gonna go over this really quick. On the top, you're gonna have your light by 4 covers, all your hardware, a help center QR code. You're gonna have your spot beam, your combo beam, your wire harness installation videos. This is important because it does not come with paper instructions like most companies do. They're starting to do the QR codes. Here you're gonna have your installation of how it's supposed to go in with the light and all the hardware and the tools to be used, as well as the specs right here of what you're getting. So let's go ahead and pull it back, and I'm going to turn it sideways, and we're going to go ahead and unbox it. So they give you a lot of goodies. Very nice foam packaging, and look at them gorgeous lights. They are packed very well. So here's the light. You guys can see that? Beautiful, beautiful lights. Very well made too. Your covers and everything's like laser cut to form fit. So it's very well packaged. And all of your wiring, your brackets, and your mounting hardware, all in their individual baggies. And the other light.
Now that we have everything set out on the table for you, we'll go through what came in the package. You do get 2 lights. These are the 6-inch halo lights. They are spot beam is what we chose for our build. 2 black covers, 2 amber covers, the wiring harness with the controller, zip ties. This is the hardware to mount the controller to wherever you need to in the dash. You do have the brackets with the mounting hardware that goes from the brackets to wherever you mount them to, as well as the hardware that mounts the light to the brackets. You do get the tool. These are Allen heads, so you do get the tool with it, as well as plenty of stickers for your liking. Now that we have everything set up, we're going to go ahead and start installing the brackets. Now, we are using the ditch light brackets from JCR Off Road to install these onto, just for the fact we like the placement of these, and it brings the light back closer to the windshield rather than out farther in front of your view. You can put these directly onto the spots utilizing the holes here and the bolts that are on the Bronco. Now, these right here Obviously, you're going to use the bolt, the washer, or lock washer, the washer, and then thread these in first, the top ones. Now, before you put the other ones on, I suggest to go ahead and run the bolt down, because it might be kind of difficult to put that bolt in with it all the way up. Now we're going to go ahead and do the bottom ones. Now what I will do is I will snug these down a little bit just to get them tight so it's not going to wiggle around. Then we'll run the hardware through this. Don't tighten these down too much because you will have to loosen them up to adjust the light, as well as these. You'll adjust these later, which is easily done with our available tooling. Jill, go to the next one?
Yeah.
And there you go. So what we're going to go ahead and do is install these onto the Bronco in the ditch light section, or ditch light area. And then we'll tighten up everything as we get it adjusted. Now let's go ahead and pull in the vehicle and I'll show you what you're going to do next. What we're going to do right now is remove the 4 bolts for these mirror mounts, accessory mounts. Accessory here. So what we're going to do right now is remove the accessory ready bolts up on the cowling, and then we'll open up the hood and take off the front portion of this that's just clips that hold this front piece on. As I was saying, there is a open cavity under here where this panel is. Take off these 7 clips, pull it up just a little bit, and there's a place to tuck your wiring if you want to run it nice and cleanly underneath to the other side. So we'll get the wiring out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put in that light first. That way we have everything wired in and hooked up. I will leave this loose because I can run the cable underneath this in a open cavity back that's in the backside. Okay, now that we have everything routed the way I want to, I'll show you what I did. Back here, we went ahead and routed this through a cavity that's back here. Now, when you take this panel off right here, there is a section that has an opening that you can run the wire through. It will not pinch it. You can actually pull the wire up from the back and push it back down as well. So that way, if you need a little bit more leeway, you can do so. Same with the other side. All the clips are in. Everything is ran underneath this panel right here, all the way over to this side. Now, the one thing you really do have to look out for is the plugs. I don't know if you can see it. There's a white plug that's right there. Yeah, you see the little gray or white plug right there. That has to be tucked out of the way because it will hit under here, the hinge itself. So we tucked that up, as well as this side right here. It's tucked up there. You see it right there, right on the top. Now the wire, we came down, there's an open cavity right here that really doesn't have anything in it. We zip tied all the wires together, as you can see, and we just tucked them away in here. We'll zip tie them against the wall, but I wanted to show you where we're putting everything. This right here is a control box for it. This is actually metal. It's not cheap plastic like most other companies do. I was surprised. It's very nicely put together. I've opened up the back side. It is very nicely put together. All the circuits are in there. Wiring is done properly, very neatly, very organized. Not a jumble of mess like some places. Now, as far as the wiring for the rest of the car, now obviously ground to ground, power to power, and then you have these two wires. You have a green one and a yellow one. The green one is for your headlights. They come on with your headlights. The yellow one is they'll flash with your turn signals or flashers or whichever. I'm not going to hook up either one of them. I don't see a purpose for them right now because I don't need that either way. As far as placement of stuff, we've already looked at it. This right here, there's a nice cavity under here. It goes all the way to the fender. And you can put it on this beam that's right here. You can double side tape, secure it on the beam. If you ever need to remove it, just peel it up or pull it up and then do what you need to do, move it, whatever, and then put it back. Very nice area right here for this one. Now, obviously, I'll cinch all the wires together, zip tie it, and tuck it away nicely. Then you have this.
Now this thing is really, really long. We actually stretched it out and it goes all the way to the back seat.
To show you how far it goes, let me get this untangled. Now, granted, running through the car might be a little bit different. This is just over 9.5, almost 10 feet long from the control box to the controller. Now with this one, we have it wired up so it's always on. Obviously, you have to turn it off when you're not using it. But let me go ahead and drop this hood down so you can see the full video or the full lights. Right here you have the controller. Again, it is made of metal, very nice. It has threaded in the back so you can screw it in from the back side with the supplied hardware or tape it regardless. Now you do have two buttons. You have the one for the halos and the one for actual lights themselves. The neat thing with the halos is, let me bring it back up so you can see that. It turns white for the white lights. It turns yellow for the amber lights, or amber for the amber lights. Then of course you have the headlights. Turn them off. How to turn this one off is you have to hold it down and it'll shut off. Where if you just press it once, press it quick again, press it quick, it keeps going back and forth between it. You have to hold it down to turn them off. So it's pretty nice because inside the car, you can actually visualize what color your ambers are or your whites are, depending on the color of the button, which is nice. I never would have thought of that, but
That's an ingenious little thing that they did.
Some places you can't have white lights above your headlights where you can have amber. There you go, now you're legal. Good thinking.
So this is with the cover on. You can tell how much amber is with the cover because the covers are amber, as you can see. And then this is without the amber. And I'm going to turn off the lights and we're going to hit the key and we'll show you what everything looks like. We're going to put the cover back on, that way we just don't lose it.
Okay.
So that's just the lights by themselves. Aren't they just beautiful?
I like them. I really like them. Now let me go ahead and turn this one on.
Gonna let it do
Go through the
cycle.
sync. That is a neat look. I like that. I really like these lights.
Look at that. Ah,
I really like those lights.
Ain't it
They match
sexy?
perfectly.
it's a beautiful car.
So,
You have all of these.
there is a cavity that's underneath this stuff. It's basically a wire bundle. You won't be able to see it. You're not gonna be able to see it with a camera. It's underneath this area right here. It's below the brake and the master cylinder and stuff like that, where you can get to it. It's kind of a pain to get to. You'll have to go from underneath or from the front, or sorry, the inside to get to it. You can actually wire it through there. It's where everything for the car goes through for the wiring for that area. It is sealed and everything, so once you run it through, it'll still be sealed. You just put a little bit of tape around it and you're good.
Yeah, that's through the firewall.
And that's through the firewall. Now you can go through the door. There is access points through the door because of the wiring for everything on the door itself. Whichever way you want to do it. The nice thing about this is,
They gave you plenty of slack.
it's not just the slack, it's the fact that you don't have to run this big monster through that. You can actually run that. So you can run this through whatever you want instead of trying to finish or fit this through it. So it's
pretty
fairly
smart.
nice. It's fairly nice.
A lot of companies don't do that. They just give you one whole thing and then you have to dike it
Yeah.
to do the thing and run it wherever and then put it back together. So that's really smart on their part. They really
Now-
put a lot of thought into this product. I'm really impressed.
This is like their premier product. I'm really impressed with it. I looked at the product when they were at SEMA and we absolutely loved it. I asked them about it. I looked at all the different ones. Obviously the 6-inch ones that we have here match kind of the same concept we did with the other two Broncos. We have 6-inch lights for the ditch lights. We are going to get some more lights for the front that are the same as these, but they are spot and combo. They're basically spot and flood. But as far as this, I'm actually really impressed with the quality of it. I did not expect these two pieces to be metal. I did not expect everything to be wired and set up very nicely.
And thought out with the plug in the middle of it.
All the plugs have a seal on it, and it's a decent seal, as well as the plugs back here. They gave you enough wiring for the lights to tuck up under rather than the plug being right at the end of the light. It's really nice the way they thought it out. I cannot wait to get this out on the road and be able to see what they do and line up all the lights and stuff like that. It's really, really pretty neat how they got it all done.
So with these lights, I've noticed a build quality with these compared to other brands, and these are hefty. They are made of metal and they're very sturdy, and it's one of those products that when you put it in your hands, you actually feel it. You know that the quality is going to be there, and that's with these lights.
So like Jill was saying, this product right here, the 6-inch halo lights, are pretty heavy. They are well made. From when I pulled them out of the box, I noticed the weight, I noticed material. All of it's metal, minus obviously the cover itself, these and the black ones. Brackets, hardware, everything is well made. The wiring is absolutely phenomenal, especially the fact that it gives you all the plugs in a decent length so you can hide them away and tuck them. That way they're not sitting back here behind it. as the other lights we have. The boxes, the control box and the little power box or whatever, the circuit box, is all made of metal. It's not cheap plastic. That means it's not going to deteriorate and warp because of the heat and liquid get in it or condensation and then be an issue later on. I'm impressed with what they came out with. I looked at these at SEMA and absolutely fell in love with the fact that it had a halo around it, which is something that I thought was pretty neat. It's something I haven't seen with a lot of other products. In fact, I don't think I've seen anything at SEMA like this. It's the only one I've seen like this. So I've seen some other variations, but nothing quite to this extent. We do have a light to put on the top of this. It is a 50-inch light bar from NovSight as well. It does have kind of a unique feature because it is a 2-for-1 light. You have the white light and you also have the amber fog light. I can't wait to get that thing on here. That'll come up next Friday.
So make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it.
And for a 20% discount, use 151 for all their lighting products, and it will in their discount code.